I think Dave can put this away. Ireland are through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. He steps up into the back of the net. Oh, yeah! Rome, here we come.
And it's Ireland's day. Yeah! 61 years of waiting. How sweet this moment is.
But easy, onto it comes Hope. And Hope with a shot, and it's there.
This is 92.5 Phoenix FM. I'm Gary Stewart.
And I'm Chris Melia.
And this is NSC Live, your weekly sports show from the National Sports Campus, Blanchardstown.
So, coming up in this week's show, our focus on sport is Olympic handball, and we'll have the Big Ten with David Lima.
We also catch up with Joanne Quirk from the world of horse sports, and we've got a brand new feature which I'm very excited about. We've got Connor's question coming up later on the show. So, jam-packed, action-packed yet again. So, Chris, how's your week been? Any highlights?
Week's been good, yeah. I did have a couple of highlights, actually, compared to the lowlights last week. I was over at the IPC European Swimming Championships in Eindhoven.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, and our own James Scully got a bronze medal.
Oh, super.
So that'd definitely be the highlight. And a lot of the lads are swimming for the rest of the week also until Sunday.
So, how long are you over there for?
I was over there for 3 days on a observer programme.
Oh, right, okay. So it wasn't because you're a huge swimming fan or anything?
No. I am now, though.
You are now?
All
right, super. So a bit of a jolly as well. Did you get out in Eindhoven?
No, but hopefully we'll get a return trip at some stage, so we might get it done. Yeah. And yourself, guys, how'd you get on the weekend?
Yeah, all right, not bad. Not a great. Obviously, with the injury continuing, that's kind of ruled me out of any sporting activities. I was actually down in Waterford for the weekend, so I kind of got out with the torrential downpours up here. So I think just getting away in the sunshine was
good enough,
my highlight for the weekend. Yeah.
And the injury still giving you a bit of grief?
It is, yeah. But I'm not one to complain, Chris. I'm gonna march on.
How long before you're back on the?
Well, I was hoping for this weekend, but back to the doctor later on, and then see what he says. But
watch the space.
I think it'd be a bit daft, but it's a double header, so I need to get a game at some point. I haven't played enough for a winner's medal yet for the league, so I need to get one more game in.
You need to get it, all right.
Fill that trophy cabinet.
Get you back in the pitch for that.
Yeah. What about yourself, Connor? Any highlights from you?
Not much. My sport of choice would be mixed martial arts. So there was a big brawl at the face-off between Daniel Cormier and John Jones there during the week. And,
not even in the ring. Outside the ring.
This is the face-off before, like the press conference in the MGM. Two of them got each other's face, and fists were thrown, and people were falling down.
Oh man! If they did that in boxing, they'd be banned.
It'd be murder. Yeah. Usually Dana White is the president of the UFC. Is usually in between it, but he left his HR manager there, and he's only about 5'7", and he got tumbled down by 6'2", John Jones, and there was a good old fight, and that's on September 27th.
All right.
Our man Conor McGregor is going to be on that card as well.
He's on the card as well, is he? All right, looks
one to watch out for, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Super. So we are joined today, our focus is on Olympic handball, and we are joined with Susan Maloney.
Hello everybody.
Go on, Susan.
So Susan, what's your role with Olympic handball?
Well, I'm the operations manager, but it's kind of a very vague title. I do a bit of everything.
Bit of a general kind of dog's body, for want of a better phrase.
Something like that, yeah.
So Olympic handball, tell us a little bit about the sport.
Well, the sport has been going a long time, mainly in Europe. It's been there since the 1900s, basically. And it started in Denmark. So it's been ongoing for a long time. It's huge now in Europe. It's probably the second biggest of football for fellas and one of the biggest for women.
Excellent.
Female sports in Europe. So it is. It's really good. A great level of handball being played over there, and it is spreading out then to the America, Asia. Yeah. Played in Qatar and different places like that, like China and everything. So they're all doing really well. But it's been within the Olympics and that then since about 1936.
Yeah, I remember watching it on the Olympics in London 2012, and I remember being like, I kind of mesmerised really how fast and exciting the sport was. Yeah,
it's come on great now. There's a major influx now in Northern Ireland. Great, promotion up there since the Olympics and that. So it's been good for us in a way, and anyway, not so great because you're trying to get it all together and that, because we're in charge of Northern Ireland as well. So.
Oh right, I didn't realise.
Oh right.
Yeah, we're an All Ireland body. Yeah,
super.
UK didn't want them, so GB didn't want them.
Yeah. So just for the listeners back home. Olympic handball is very different to
handball.
GAA handball.
GAA handball, yeah, okay. So I've never heard of GAA handball. So when I first came over, I was talking about handball and we were getting things going in the camps and what have you. And everyone was, there's no wall. And I was kind of thinking to myself, what do you need a wall for? And it kind of dawned on me there was this GAA handball. So the GAA handball is a bit like squash but without a racket, is that right?
You can describe it that way to.
And Olympic handball, for the layman on the street, how would you describe that sport if you've never seen it before?
It's a team sport.
It's a team
where you
sport.
play indoors. It's I'd say indoor soccer without kicking the ball, using your hands, sort of.
So like a court area.
Yeah, it's a court area about 40 by 20 metres is the size of the court, and you score into a goal. You've got 6 outfield players and 1 goalkeeper, and you can have up to 7 people on the bench, and it's a roll-on, roll-off substitution. So
it's fast-paced.
Very fast, very fast.
Excellent.
Very quick.
Okay, super.
Great stuff.
So the sport in Ireland, then how popular is it?
Well, it's getting more popular as we're going along. Quite popular in the Leinster region, more so than anywhere else, because unfortunately you've got the GAA to contend with around the countrysides and that as well, like down the country and that. So it's a little bit more difficult to promote it down there. But since with the influx of a lot of the Eastern Europeans, it's kind of gotten a lot bigger here, especially here in Blanchardstown. Now we've got 2 clubs based out here in Blanchardstown, so that's good for us in that as well. So we have a few plans then to work with the local sports partnerships maybe to promote it further, like from funding that we got from the recent capital grant donations and that as well. So that was good for us. But that's, it's getting bigger, especially in Leinster. It's really big in the schools. Yeah. Primary schools, secondary schools, you get a lot of them playing it and that as well. It's just to kind of follow that pathway for them then into
give them
a proper club structure and that as well. So that's where we have to work on. That's a key element that we have to start working on and make sure that we can kind of continue on that promotion, and because some secondary schools don't always do it. So if you've been doing it in primary school and it's not in your secondary school, unless you have a pathway,
that dropout,
you're going to have
and that's kind of 14-15 year olds. That's a kind of a key dropout rate for sport anyway.
Well, that's a huge dropout, especially for girls, and that we've lost even within our own club now out in Tala. We've lost quite a few of the girls because of just general dropout with teenage girls.
Well, that's the same across all sports.
Yeah, it is. So it's a major vote of contention for the Irish Sports Council to come up with a plan, to kind of keep it going.
But it's not just an Irish thing, that is, it's worldwide.
Yeah, it's worldwide. You'll find that in any of the clubs, even across Europe, where if we would go to a lot of clubs that we would play friendly tournaments and that with, and you will find that they might have 5 teams of boys at a certain age, but they will only have maybe 2 of girls, and that might well be a mixed, as in you'll have the crossover of age brackets, it's everywhere, unfortunately.
I was amazed when we did this, when we were doing the multi-sport summer camps. You kind of introduce the sports in the morning, this is what we're going to do, and I was kind of thinking you maybe get 1 or 2 children who have played Olympic handball before and they'll put their hand up. But it's pretty much, I don't know, I'd say at least 70-80% of them are really looking forward to it, because they've been with the development officers in the school and really enjoyed it, and they were really looking forward to playing.
That's great. Susan, you were speaking about considering our local station here, the 2 local clubs. Could you tell us a bit more about them, and where they're based?
Yeah, Dublin International, they're out here well over a year. And they're based out in Public School Satanta there in Fibbletown.
Oh, yes.
Out Clonee area and that as well. So they're based there. A lot of Eastern Europeans within the club, but they're really trying to develop it more. This is the first year now they've developed a women's team. It's the very first time now. They're Dublin International are going a long time here in Ireland, but it's the first time they've actually had a women's section. It's good. It's good for them, and it's great for us in the sport. And then the club that we had playing within DCU, they've moved out. They're using the hall now in IT in Blanchardstown, because DCU, they couldn't get the full size court all the time. They only have a third, and it was usually the middle, which wasn't very conducive to any kind of training. You need either end would have been better. So IT in Blanchardstown have been really good now, and they're helping support them and that as well. I suppose a lot of that work was done by Mark, our development officer, because he attended the IT in Blanchardstown, and I know now he's working with another guy to try and build up another club for young players, kids of 7 or 8
underage level.
Yeah, definitely a more underage level. So he's hoping to kind of promote Fingal Handball Club, I think it is. He's working on now. That hasn't taken off just yet, but hopefully for the coming season, and especially with the new project that we want to work with, as I said, with the different areas around the area, plan for the schools and that. So we just have to kind of get together.
I'm sure it will,
and implement it.
The quality of coaching has been really, really high class, and that's obviously a key part of getting young people to
continue.
To
as long as they like the coach, chances are they continue. It makes a difference. Who's delivering it to them and that. Mark is very good with the kids and that as well, and he's been doing a lot. And he even does it now. He's been doing a bit of work up in Coolmine and that as well. So he's had them playing it up there and that as well.
So speaking about some of the coaches and that, you're up in the sports campus now.
Yeah.
Firstly, how would you find it up there?
Oh, I love it up there. It's great, especially when you came from a Park West, it was all brick, there was no bit of grass around, all you looked at was the M50 out the window. So I have to say I love the campus, and the facilities that they have out there are absolutely second to none. Like it's been great now, even with the Astro pitches there, like, because they're great. You can do outdoor handball and that as well. So
right.
Yeah, it's played out, especially in Europe. You play it on the Astro pitches. One of the biggest outdoor tournaments is held in Sweden in July every year, the Partiel Cup, and it's all played in outdoors on Astro pitches. Like,
that's fantastic.
So look out for the Dublin Cup. 42
odd pitches they would have. So yeah, I mean, it'd be something that we could definitely look at for the summer of next year. Like, kind of a bit more time, get it organised. We can invite teams to do
over,
indoors, because that is one of our biggest problems, is the facility, as in an indoor facility.
Yes,
the hall size is very difficult to get a correct size hall in that as well. Like, no, I mean, the campus has been great. Like, and to be fair, like, we've got on really well. Gary's been great now at helping us promote it and doing stuff and that. Like, I did give him my inflatable court as well, so it's beginning to be a permanent fixture on pitch 5 down there. So for the next 2 weeks anyway. So
for those that don't know, the inflatable court, it's kind of, how do we describe it? It's kind of almost like a bouncy castle without the base in design, and it's got a goal at one end. And we've been doing Olympic handball 3 days per week on the camps, and they loved it. But also, as well, a little confession, Susan, the court has been doubling up as our dodgeball zone.
That's fine. I don't mind, as long as it's getting used. No point in having it in the storage. It's if it can be used. It's more designed for a more modified version of the handball, which is called street handball. It is more designed for that, because that's the type of thing you could actually play it anywhere. As long as you have a bit of space and you can draw with a chalk wall a goal, and you just rotate around 3 or 4 different players, like, and you just rotate goalies in and out. So it's a little bit more just designed. That was introduced by a couple of Danish coaches. They brought that in, and they came over and did a few coaching courses on the street handball itself. And we had a big event then in Temple Bar. Like, we had a little business thing just there in Meeting House Square in town. So we had a bit of, that was September last year, I think it was. It was really good, just for a couple of the local businesses and that. Like, and
good interest. Good.
Yeah, great. We had about 10 teams. It was, you had 3 courts in the small area. It'll tell you how small. You don't have to have a big court. Just quick swap around. Like, the kids find it a little bit more difficult to understand that, once they score on you can kind of come out, or if you lose the ball. But the adults kind of, it took them a bit of time to get it as well. And then just,
that's excellent that you're kind of adapting the sport a little bit to kind of meet the demands.
Well, that's it. You just have to kind of keep it. If you want to keep promoting it, you have to kind of make a few adjustments and changes. Like, so you have variations, because you have the beach handball and that then as well, which goes around Europe. And we were up at the C sessions there in Bundoran. Yeah, Bundoran. We had a bit of a mini tournament up on the C sessions up there, so that went down well. So hopefully we might get make it bigger next year, and have a bit more organisation and that on it as well, and bring them in from Europe to play. So
I may see them practicing down Dollymount Beach the weekend. So
they were. I think it was Dollymount, or I think they complained about the little stones and getting into their feet in Dollymount. It wasn't sandy enough for them. I think British Bay now or Portmarnock could be the better 2 beaches for a bit of sand. Like, it can be a bit sore in your bare feet. Like, so. But they've been doing a bit now. It's been kind of trying to promote it in whatever way we can, like, and try and keep up with the season so that everybody's continuing to play throughout the year.
There seems to be plenty of variations in the sport. So
it is. It's great now that you can. It's like everything else. You can adapt it to suit, what facilities you have and that as well. Like, you can play it outdoors, indoors. Especially if you're only with kids and that, you're only beginning. Outdoors is fine. Like, the AstroTurf is grand. I mean, if we took the pitch away and brought in the hockey goals, you could still play it there. For proper goals and that. Like, it's a good way of getting them to practice to. As you probably saw at the Olympics, it's very fast. They don't bounce the ball much. Whereas if you're in a hall with kids, they tend to bounce more. Where for practice purposes on the Astro, it's great because you can't really bounce.
Okay.
So that's where you can kind of get a lot of the speed and that as well. Like, so
it does seem a very adaptable sport. We mentioned at the start, it's a bit like kind of five-a-side soccer in a way, but you use your hand. And obviously when I was growing up, it was very much 2 jumpers for goalposts and a ball, then away you go. So handball is very similar, that's all you need.
If you had to, you could do it that way, easy enough. Like, way we used to play football in the back lane was we used somebody's garage door, like, so feel free to do the same thing. Like, it can be adapted, and especially that we have a street handball. As you saw, I think you use them a bit for the dodgeball as well during the thing. They're a soft ball, so, and you can just kind of grip it and it closes in your hand. It's not like the leather ball for the, the actual indoors version of it. Like, so it could actually, so nobody really gets hurt unless they. Really lash it.
Got it right well, probably.
Which can always happen.
So, the sport is evolving over here. We can see things coming on board more, which is great. at the moment, though, where would we be internationally?
There is 49 ranked teams in Europe, and we're 38.
Okay.
So we're not too bad.
Yeah.
A lot of it, you get your points. The ranking system is done a little bit different. You get points as well for participation, not necessarily always winning something.
Good.
So the big European events, say that the European Handball Federation hold, you get points ranked as you participate in
there. Yeah.
Like GB would have points based on the Olympics and stuff like that, whereas we have them for the European qualifiers and that we have held here.
Yeah.
We've attended them, played them in Israel and that, so the lads are up on 38 out of 49, so
that's good.
it's not bad. And then we had a young squad in Andorra, and there for the International Handball Federation, it's a challenge trophy for the developing nations, because we would, like, below us are all basically developing nations,
yes,
what they class them as, and they always give a bit of assistance. So we took a squad of about 16 lads to that, and they did really well, considering a couple of them hadn't played for a while. It was during exam year, our exam time. We lost about 4 or 5 really more experienced players, so we had to bring a few. But anyway, they did well. They came 7th overall, so it was.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was good. So the trophy is on display now on campus. It's great.
Great. Yeah, that trophy campus will feel more and more as we go.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, what is next on the list? So, what's the next competition, or what?
Well, the next competition we'll probably look at the national team weeks in. There's certain teams weeks that they train for national team weeks, so they will go to Germany. Probably that squad and maybe a little bit older, and the girls, and we'll do a training camp with a local German team club that we work with a good bit. Possibly what we might do is see, because we had been in discussion with GB and Iceland to do maybe a Viking tournament.
Oh, yeah.
I think was the thing we came up with. There was the name we came up with. So Iceland, the Faroes would be a kind of good level to us in that as well.
Yeah.
So we would work maybe Iceland, Faroes, GB and ourselves, and maybe GB or Scotland said they might host either. So we just have to. We've a big the European Handball Federation's Congress is coming here, and we're hosting it in Dublin in September. So that's when we get to meet a lot of the delegates and from the different federations, to sit down and have a chat with them about see where we can go on and further develop, because a lot of those countries would be in a similar position. Yeah, we are.
Yes,
well.
They'd be looking to get things rolling.
Funding issues they would have as well.
Of course,
it's quite expensive.
Always a barrier.
It's very expensive now to even participate in, say, one of the competitions. You'd be looking up in 30 grand, like, so.
Really,
you have to kind of justify spending that on one squad. So that's one of the things that we always have to kind of take into consideration. Like, do we or don't we enter a competition? Because that's what the kind of money you're looking at.
And Olympic Handball at the moment is a relatively small NGB in terms of staff size.
Oh, very small. There's only myself and Mark in that as well. Like, so no, we are quite small in that regard. Like, but I have to say we've been very lucky, because we get a lot of people coming in from Europe that want to do internships, and we don't actually have to go look, and they've actually come to us a couple of times. So we've had a couple of good ones now this year. We had a guy from Germany and a girl from Spain, and both of them are really good now and keen to do stuff. Like, it all depends on their timing when they get here as well. So if they get here July or August, it's not really that beneficial to us. We really want them from September to March, so anybody feel free. free contact me if you want to be an intern here.
Well, we had our feature last week was on sports education, and that was kind of really an area that we missed off a little bit, weren't it, Chris? Really,
the internship end of things.
So it's good to hear that people are approaching you to get that experience.
Oh, it's great if you can get them to come in and do stuff with you for as an intern and that, because especially if they want to develop that particular element of a career choice and that as well, like, so it's good.
Perfect. So, Susan, if someone was looking to get involved after listening to you there now, they were thinking about getting involved in handball or maybe getting their child involved, where would they go from here?
The best thing to do probably would be contact us on the website. That's www.olympichandball.org, or like that, contact us in the office in Sports HQ, and then we can direct them then, because it really depends on where they live. That's always the first question we ask. Where do you live? And then we probably pick the nearest club or the one that we think would be most beneficial for them.
Yeah, great.
If you still can't visualise the sport, as well, have a look on YouTube. Type in Olympic handball. Some fantastic videos on there. Give you a real flavour, and I'm sure inspire you to get in touch and get involved in the game. First hand, it's a great sport, a great fast sport to be involved in. Super. Thanks, Susan.
Yeah. Cheers, Susan.
You're welcome.
So coming up next, we have the Big Ten with David Lima from Portugal.
First question is, what's your name?
My name is David Lima.
And where are you from?
I'm from Portugal.
Whereabouts in Portugal are you from?
From Lisbon in Portugal.
From Lisbon, superb. Yeah. What's your event?
My event is the 200 metre sprint.
200. And what's your greatest sporting achievement?
Greatest sporting achievement will have to be making the semi-finals at the World Student Games for 200 metres.
Oh, superb. Who's been the greatest influence on your career so far?
My late deceased coach, his name was Roger Walters. He taught me everything I know and he's got me to where I am now.
Fantastic. What's been your biggest sporting embarrassment?
Biggest sporting embarrassment, I remember telling my little brother first time I was going to go on TV to catch me that I'm going to do well, and ended up full starting. And I lay down on the track like a starship thinking to myself, oh, they're going to see this, aren't they? But yeah, it's good.
Superb. Away from athletics, what's your favourite sports team? Who do you support?
Away from athletics, well, football.
Yeah.
And it's Sporting Lisbon.
Sporting Lisbon,
yeah.
Superb. What's your pre-race meal?
Pre-race meal, I just go for whatever's meaty. I like comfort eating the night before a race.
Yeah.
Just feeling comfortable is the best way to walk into it, I think.
Definitely. And what's your post-race celebratory drink?
Post-race celebratory drink. I know it's going to sound weird, but I like cocktails, so it might be something that tastes sweet, because usually I'm travelling after.
Nice mojito or something
nice
like
mojito
that.
or something
Super.
like that, yeah, depends on the weather.
What's your next ambition in sport?
Next ambition is, I like to keep it simple, so like future final ambition would have to be become an Olympian.
Yep.
But this year I'd like to make the senior European championship squad for 200 metres, yeah.
Superb. Cheers, thanks for your time.
So another elite athlete added to our Big Ten collection, and great to hear as well from Susan about the handball.
Yeah, as we've seen, it's a growing sport here now, and there's a chance to get involved as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so this is episode 5, or as Rocky Balboa would say, episode V. How's it been going so far, Chris?
I think good. They haven't pulled the plug on us yet anyway.
No,
so that's always a good sign.
Well, I've got some feedback here from the shows, from the listeners, from our I was going to say hundreds and thousands of listeners there, but we'll play it safe and say dozens. The first one is from a Keith Reynolds, and he says he's loving the show, and it's great to hear an insight of what's going on at the National Sports Campus.
Good. Exactly what we want from the show.
I've got another one here. This is from June in Cumbria. It says, really enjoying the show, son. It's very good to hear your voice. Continue, keep up the good work. As you can tell, that's from me mum. So yeah, it's the feedback's been great.
Feedback's
so far.
been good. Yeah, and we'll keep rolling out. And again, keep giving us your feedback, because it'll only make the show a bit better.
Absolutely. So we're joined now with Joanne Quirk, and Joanne is involved with the horse sport arena at the National Sports Campus. How are you, Joanne?
I'm good, thank you very much.
So it's a big week in the world of horse sport this week.
It is, yeah. There's the Dublin Horse Show is on here. It's all systems go. So a lot of people would have been using the National Horse Sport Arena there in Abbottstown for training. Beforehand, there's a big 100 metre by 60 metre all-weather arena, and they also have a grass sort of all-weather arena, which a lot of people use for training, sort of to be top of their game before they come in here to the horse show.
So it's been well used this week.
It has been well used the last couple of weeks, yeah. Everybody's sort of getting in training, and there's been training clinics on with some of the top showing riders. Katie Jerram was over there 2 weeks ago.
Oh, superb.
People sort of top tips before they come into the horse show.
Excellent. So it's been well used.
It's being very well used, yeah. It's very accessible there. It's just in Abbottstown near Blanchard Centre, just off the M50. So people can kind of come in and they can book it by ringing up the National Sports Campus, and it can be rented there by the hour, or sort of mornings or afternoons, whatever. So it's very accessible and it's there to be used. So
the people at home that don't know about the horse sport arena, can you describe it for us? What does it look like?
It's in a beautiful old wall garden, so it's quite private and quite quiet. They have used the surface which was used actually in the London Olympics, so it's a very, very good all-weather surface that they can jump off. So they can jump anything from smaller 90-centimetre fences up to Grand Prix, top of the wing fences. There's also the grass arena there, which can be used for dressage training or show jumping again. So it's a multi-functional arena which can be used basically for sort of all horse activities.
Yeah, it sounds like right from the kind of very beginners to right through to the top athletes.
Yeah, and it's sort of there to be, it's being used a lot for high performance training for teams and everything. So it's a great facility, and as I say, it should be utilised.
So, Joanne, for people to utilise it a little bit more, how could they book out a spot, or what way does it work?
They can just ring the National Sports Campus there. Yvonne or Emma would be delighted to take their bookings, and as I say, they can be rented by the hour, or it can be a morning or few days of stabling there as well for people to stable horses overnight. And there's wash boxes, and there's currently just finishing off the toilets and the shower facilities, so you'll be able to park lorries up or whatever. So
fantastic. So there's access all areas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. How's things looking out the RDS there?
Things are working out well. It's day one. It's sort of 3/4 of the way over, so there's still plenty of action though going on. There's shopping and there's show jumping and there's horses, ponies. There's something for everyone here.
And can people still get tickets for the horse show? How does that work?
They can, yeah. If they go to www.ords.ie, they'll be able to log on there and get tickets, or else you can pay on the gate as well on the way in.
Oh, superb. So the horse show is on all weekend?
The horse show, yeah, it started today and it finishes on Sunday. So as I say, there's everything here for the family, so it's a good family day out as well.
Absolutely. Super. So thanks for joining us, Joanne, and then we'll see you around campus. Hopefully hear from you again shortly.
That's great. Thanks a million.
Cheers,
Joanne.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So Olympic handball, horse sport. There's lots going on at the sports campus, Chris, at the moment.
Yeah, great facilities, as we say. And again, the horse sport arena, like I know Joanne was trying to explain it there, and before during the campus run, we were trying to, get the picture across of what it looks like. But you've got to go up to really see how fantastic it is and how beautiful it is. Yeah, no, it's. She touched on there about the walled garden and what have you. It's a 200-year-old plus walled garden. And then you see the sand and the grass and everything. It's a beautiful setting. Yeah, and the surface being top quality. The very same that was used in the London Olympics. And so yeah, again, it's kind of repeating the message a little bit here, but the National Sports Campus, there is the facilities there for the community to use to get the children involved in the sport, for just trying the sport, but at the same time, you could be training and participating shoulder to shoulder with, Ireland's best show jumpers, Ireland's best athletes. Yeah, it's that spectrum situation of participation from the beginner to the elite athlete, and that's what the National Sports Campus is all about. So if anyone's interested in booking the horse sports arena, you can give Yvonne a call on 0164 64 320. So that's pretty much all we've got time for this week, but we're going to squeeze in a new feature, Connor's Question, and Connor's going to take it from there.
So this week's question is, what is the funnest sport you've ever played that you're absolutely terrible at? So some sport that you gave it a go but you were just pants at it. The funnest sport you've ever played but you were rubbish at. Have you had a game of Gaelic football yet, or hurling? Yeah, this side of the pond? The hurling, now I must admit, the hurling was excellent. I've been to watch the hurling at Croke Park as well, and I must say I was taken aback by the skill that the lads and the ladies have. Yeah. It's, as a cricketer, kind of catching the ball one-handed at probably 90 mile an hour and over 120 yards or something. Well, jumping and getting tackled at the same time. And then hitting it, with I think with your hands the wrong way around on the bat anyway. I think it's pretty impressive. I had a little go in the back garden. Yeah, I think hurling's probably a good one for me. Hurling or maybe golf. I love golf, but I'm just useless. Yeah, golf is a... They always say golf is a walk spoiled. A walk spoiled. A nice walk spoiled, but... yourself, Chris, what do you think? Well, to be honest, there's a few, but I love all sports and I'm not great at many. But I'd probably say ice skating, because it's quite fun. But I'm terrible at it. Absolutely terrible. And so everyone looks forward to the old ice skating, don't they? Yeah. I actually have to say, it'd probably be the one sport that my kids are better than me at the moment as juniors. So. Well, yeah, fair enough. Right, okay, so Connor's question came about because we had some feedback, we mentioned earlier. The listeners want to hear more of him, so we thought we'd bring in this little feature for Connor. If you want to text in with your answers, the best sport you've ever played that you're useless at, you can text in on 085 10 50 181. That's 085 10 50 181. Or you can leave a comment on our Facebook page, National Sports Campus. The best answer will win a mystery prize. Great stuff, great. So that's pretty much it for this week. Coming up next week, we'll have another focus on sport, another Big Ten, and of course Connor's question. If you've got any ideas for Connor's question as well, you can get in touch with that as well. So until next week, take care. Cheers, guys. See you now.
Perfect. Dave can put this away. Ireland are through to the quarterfinals of the World Cup. He steps up into the back of the net. Oh yeah! Rome, here we come.
And it's Ireland's day. Yeah! 61 years of waiting. How sweet this moment is.
Easy, onto it comes Hope. And Hope with a shot, and it's there.